let's start with Yuzzum. So he's a favorite of mine. He looks a little bit, he reminds me a little of like a Wallace and Gromit character or something like that. Something in the shape of his
Mouth.
mouth. Yeah.
And the hands, I think the hands were kind of, you know,
Yeah.
kind of,
But so yeah, talk a little about him. Where did that come from?
that was a drawing. And I really, to be honest, I really kind of didn't get the proportions right. It was supposed to have been about, they were supposed to have been 7 feet tall and with a little, like a little ball of fur on long, long legs. And I didn't quite get that with the model. But that was, you know, that was sent over and it did get approved.
Yeah.
And I made the little gun thing. That was kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
We would go to the model shop a lot of times and get little greebles and things.
I was just going to say, you're raiding their Greebly box and just.
So they showed me how to do those things. And yeah, that just sculpted him and put the fur on him. It took a long time to put the fur on because I was kind of in there with tweezers and glue and tweezers and cutting the fur off of probably a fake fur piece. And putting it on.
It's funny. We saw him in the archives, I've you know, it's one of those ones I've known for years, and I've always seen pictures of the maquette, and it's interesting because the maquette, you're right, it's very different from the proportions of the sketch, but it's unique in its own proportions, and then those proportions carried over when the full-size one was made for the show. So
right.
It really stayed true to your version of it, which is kind of cool. But I know that fur, and when we were in the archives, I was in there with a fellow guy with a puppet history like myself, and we both were like, I know that fur. Like we immediately knew the brand, we knew the length. You know, it's like it's one of these ones that we've come across a bunch of times. He's super fun, and here you have fur elements, you have the greebles and greeblies on the gun and things like that, and he's got little. Does he have shoes on the maquette?
Yeah, there
like
were just some
shoes.
just roughly sculpted. It was
like kind of like handmade moccasins or something.
Right, right.
But he's fun, and I remember seeing him. There was a documentary called From Star Wars to Jedi: The Making of a Saga. And there's a shot of someone taking the full size and literally like pegging him into a wall, not moving, very background, but just fun.